right, folks, welcome in here. Bluegrass Sports Nation coming to you live from Breathitt County High School. Got a 55th District showdown here tonight. It'll be the Wolves coming to town. WC, the Wolfe County Wolves, taking on the Breathitt County Bobcats here in the 55th District. Title decider here is this one will decide the number one seed in the 55th District tournament coming up here. Have it all live for you right here on Bluegrass Sports Nation, folks. So thanks for joining us. Had a big lead in there from James, and I got James Strong over here giving us the production here tonight. Brendan Miller going to have you on the call for you. So two of our home teams here, two of our stalwarts, and should be a great matchup here tonight between the Wolves and the Bobcats. As WC comes into this one at 16-6, had a few losses early in the season, but really kind of on a roll right now as they come into this one. The winners of one, two, three, four straight. And they lost a couple there to Johnson Central and Floyd Central back-to-back over at a triangle game. But Wolves are really kind of rolling into form here, and they will come into this one after defeating Breathitt County in the first meeting of these two back on April the 5th. It was 7-6 Wolfe County, and a good one down there at the new field in Wolfe County. And looks like we're going to have the teams line up here. Breathitt County 12-10 on the season under head coach Justin Combs. We're going to have the Jace Combs bringing you the 411 over here beside of us. Coach Combs is his son. So we're going to have the national anthem here. So we're going to take a break, folks. Be right back after the anthem here for action to start on BSN.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Okay.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolfe, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks.
All right, folks, welcome back here live beside the lake in Jackson, Kentucky, here at the Breathitt County Baseball Complex for the Bobcats and the Wolves to face off here in this one. And the Bobcats take the field, and they'll send the young. This is a very young baseball team, folks, that will be coming at you here tonight. Lots of middle schoolers, basically almost at certain times a middle school baseball team here for this crew. And we will have on the mound is going to be 8th grader Tatum Moore. Tatum comes into the game with a 2-1 record with one save. It's going to be his 8th appearances. He started 3 games for him, 13.2 innings. He's given up 13 hits, 16 runs, earned 12 of those earned, 17 walks and 23 strikeouts with a 6.15 ERA for young Moore. So really, first time I've seen him looking really forward to seeing Tatum out here on the field tonight. So we'll set that defense for Breathitt County. Got behind the plate is going to be Preston Turner. Down at first base is Jaden Hudson. Over at second is his brother Blake Hudson. Down at short is going to be Bash Howard tonight. Third is going to be Jaron Fugit. Around the outfield, left field is going to be Aiden Combs. Center field will be Miles Holland. And around in right field is going to be the flex. That's Jake Fugit, who will be the flex, won't be batting, but he'll be playing out in right field. And coming to the plate will be Wolfe County. Their lineup will be Camden Oliver, Chris Evans, Jaden Molands, Braden Wilson, Chance Fallon, Jackson Holland, Landon McWhorter, Jaden Holland, and then also Max Wisman. So, folks, here we go. Camden Oliver going to step in, having a stellar junior season. And what you'll notice as we go through these teams here tonight, you have all the juniors for Wolfe County, and then basically a lot of middle schoolers for Breathitt. So, interesting matchup. Should be a great one. We're ready to go with Tatum Moore ready to bring the first one. Goes from the windup into Oliver. Breaking ball misses as that one, We've got Dirk flinching behind the plate. Dirk's always delayed with that strike call, so I'll try not to jump out and call these as I think they are as we go through and let you enjoy the action. So Moore in the dirt for 2-0 pitch. Let's move that camera this way just a hair, James, and see a little bit more right there. Be awesome. Thank you, and be good to go. Show Flincham there. Everybody likes to see Dirk. Got Jake Johnson out in the field. Moore down 2 balls to no strikes to Oliver. We're going to miss high as Turner tries to pull that one down. Cam having a great junior season. 463 on the season, 31 for 67. Got 20 RBIs and 23 doubles. Swings away. No, excuse me, got 8 doubles. I can't read my own handwriting here, James. So he's got 8 doubles. That'd be a hell of a lot of doubles. So that just 8, and he's going to draw a base on balls here to start this one out from Tatum Moore and head down to first base. Now on the season, Cam is 17 for 18 on stolen bases. So we'll see if Coach Benny Campbell didn't cover Benny earlier. First time baseball coach, long-time softball coach for Wolfe County. And Benny taking over the reins this year after Coach Rigsby moved up to Letcher County. And coming to the plate is going to be Chris Evans. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Chris, another junior for this Wolfe County team. 284 on the season, 19 of 63, 20 RBIs in this 2-hole. Chris, dangerous hitter. Of course, my experience with these kids, of course, my son Carson, same age, doesn't play baseball anymore, but we played these kids forever in travel ball. And there goes off to running, and Oliver's going to go in standing up as Turner could not corral that one, so Oliver scoots down to second with his 18th stolen base of the season. No balls, 2 strikes. That was called strike 2 to Chris Evans, so see how he approaches a 2-out hitting here. Moore from the stretch. Inside for ball 1. Breaking ball misses high. Of course, folks, we're bringing you this one camera look again here tonight. We were going to have the center field camera out, and impending weather, as it is black as it can be to our left back here. So we'll see how much of this one we get in. The weather is 7 to 8. Looks pretty rough, so hopefully we get it in here. Oliver way off back there is Moore. Finally moves him back. Turner going to go out and talk with Moore here real quick, make sure they're on the same page. So nobody out here, top of the first inning. Camden Oliver on second after a walk and stolen base. Chris Evans at the plate. Evans is going to be pitching here tonight for the Wolves. Jaden Molan's on deck. Evans, pitch from Moore, misses down in the dirt. Makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Two. Oliver dances, taking off. Throw down to third is not going to be in time. Oliver takes that one pretty easily. So 2 stolen bases for Cam Oliver. Puts him at third. Ball misses for 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Nobody out here, top of the first inning. Evans versus Moore. Base hit will put the Wolves on top. Misses high. Back-to-back walks to start the game for the Wolves. That will give us a first and third situation, and Jaden Molans will come to the plate. Jaden has hit 2 out of the park this year, 413 on the season, 26 for 63, and leads the Wolves with 23 RBIs. Going to have a courtesy runner here for the Wolves. Is, of course, in high school, folks, if you know the rule, pitchers and catchers can have a courtesy runner. Speeds the game along, and as we go. So that will be Slade Freeman coming on to run for Chris Evans. These 2 teams, of course, second meeting of the year. Good chance they'll meet again in the 55th district. Winner of this one will be your district first place finisher, and we'll have an automatic trip to the 14th region tournament. Other one will have to play Jackson City more than likely that first round, and going to have as Evans takes off. And runners on this. No throw down. Second, third, nobody out here. Moore going to have to corral the situation here. Dangerous batter at the plate in Jaden Molans. In second and third. Moore working very deliberately. Breaking ball in there for strike one. Good looking pitch that time from Tatum Moore. Gonna froze Mo Lance. Evens count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of poise for an 8th grade pitcher.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be low. Ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike. Big situation here. Runner second, third. Oliver off third. Ball misses low. 3 balls, 1 strike. To Jaden Molans. Three one on the way, and that's going to be hit down to short. Bash Howard with the play, throw on to first, gets him, and will be out number 1. But it also an RBI for Mo Lance, his 24th of the year, as he is out 6-3 for out number 1, but knocks in Oliver at the same time. Evans stays at second base, so still a runner in scoring position. Up for Braden Wilson. Braden will come to the plate, the lone senior for the Wolves this year. 317 on the season. He is 20 for 63, has hit 1 home run, and has 16 RBIs for the Wolves. Moore misses away. Ball 1. Clouds are moving in, James.
Seems like it got a lot darker out here in the past few minutes.
It sure did. It's Oliver. Oh, nice pitch that time from Moore. Good velocity up high. Wilson chased up high and could not catch up with it. 4 strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Top of the first inning in this 55th district showdown with Wolfe County and Breathitt County. Breaking ball is low. Misses. 2 ball, 1 strike. 2 balls. So Doug Alum has his eye on me. That's always a challenge. Love you, Doug. One of our great announcers here on BSN. Does a lot of Wolfe County basketball and volleyball for us. Pitch it misses high from Moore. Having a difficult time finding the strike zone right now. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Let's see if Wilson has the green light here. Already 2 walks in this inning. Got Chance Fallon on deck. Breaking ball misses. 3rd walk of the inning. Put runners on first and second. And that will bring up Chance Fallon. Chance, another one of these juniors for Wolfe County. 214 on the season. He is 12 for 56. Has 8 RBIs. Has walked 16 times on the year. Has scored 18 runs.
Another courtesy runner coming in for on first base.
Yep, that one is going to be Braden Tolson. Wolfe County on their roster only has 12 players. So all of them getting in the game daily. And there's a cold, wet wind just blew through here, to be honest. So as you can see the changing landscape here with the brightness. Moore, 2 falling. First pitch is in there for strike 1 on the outside third. Nice location from Tatum Moore. Again, Moore, if you're just joining us, an 8th grader here for Breathitt County on the bump in this important game. Lights begin to come on here beside the lake. That one way out in front of the plate is going to get past Turner and around to third. And I apologize, that's Freeman coming around to third base. Courtesy runner. I was calling him Evans. There's a reason I wear glasses, James. So the Tolson moves up to second. Courtesy runner for Wilson. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chance Fallon. And nice pitch that time as Moore leans back and brings some heat that time right down Westheimer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gets Fallon. Chase that high fastball. Could not catch up to it. So good chance here for Moore. Comes with the heat again, and Fallon's going to hit that one in the gap to left center. Aiden Combs tracks over, makes the catch. Going to have a tag from Freeman. He's going to come home to score, and the ball's going to get away on the throw in as Breathitt unable to corral it, and that's going to send the runner over to third on the air on whatever happened there. I looked down and didn't see it, James.
I did the exact same thing. I didn't see. I just seen it bounce up in the air.
So an RBI for Chance Holland as for Chase Fallon as he flies to left field. And that'll bring up Jackson Holland, one of the 3 Holland brothers out here playing, Johnny's kids. Had the fortune of knowing those folks too. Played with us some with the Outlaws back in the day. And Jackson will come to the plate. Jackson, another one of the juniors. First pitch, and we're looking at maybe the suicide there with 2-way. Did not connect. Jackson at 255 on the season. He's 13 for 51. Has scored 6 runs and has 7 RBIs for the Wolves. So 2-way. 2 in for the Wolves. Moore. Ooh, nice looking pitch there from Moore. High heat. Gets that one by Jackson Holland. No balls, 2 strikes. Back to the windup for Moore. And gets him swinging, and Moore gets out of it and only gives up 2. And with three walks in the top of the first inning, only gives up 2 runs. So well done by Tatum Moore, the 8th grader, to get out of that after a half an inning. It's 2-0 WC. We'll be right back here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Holbrook Equipment. 6 Wolfe County is widely known as a rock climbing and hiking destination, but is now quickly becoming known for its great restaurants and entertainment venues. Venues like Skybridge Station, where you can see live music on the weekends or go to Tuesday night trivia. Kel's Patriot Pizza, Spanx Franks, Dixie Freeze, Beef Finca, 145 Stakeout, which has live music most weekends, The Brick, Red Point Barbecue, and Bites and Bargains. Wolfe County is naturally gorgeous, and Wolfe County Tourism invites you to stop in and try one of these great restaurants on your next visit. All right, folks, welcome back. Bottom of the first inning coming up here as the Bobcats will come to the plate for their first swings, and they will face Chris Evans. Chris Jr. This will be his 7th appearance. Started 1 game prior to this, but he's pitched 18 innings for the Wolves, giving up 22 hits, 23 runs, 16 of those earned, 10 walks, 17 Ks. He's 1-1 on the season with 2 saves, 6.22 ERA. And he'll face the lineup of Blake Hudson, Miles Holland, Aiden Combs, Bash Howard, Tatum Moore, Wyatt Spencer, Preston Turner, Jaden Hudson, and Jaron Fugit. It'll be Blake Hudson leading us off here. Blake, an 8th grader.
Blake Hudson.
Blake, a 7th grader. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, this Breathitt team is basically almost a middle school team, folks. I mean, it'll just tell you what's coming for the Breathitt County Bobcats. These kids are getting tons of baseball action here. And Blake comes in at 418 on the season, 7th grader, 418 on the season, 23 for 55. Second pitch from Evans is in there for strike one, evens it up 1 ball, 1 strike. Seven RBIs. He scored 21 runs, has Hudson. And this is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. The lights are on. Threatening skies. Hudson's going to hit that on the ground. Wisman out there at short. It's going to be a slow roller. Going to be a close play. And gets him. What a play over there. Nicely done by Wisman, and great dig over here by Camden Oliver at first base with the backhand stab on the short hop. So well done by Cam for out number 1. And Hudson is retired 6-3. That'll bring up 2-hole man center fielder Miles Holland. Miles, quarterback on the football field, a freshman. Again with the Miles at 220 on the season. First one's fouled straight back here at us for strike 1. Miles 11 for 50 on the year, has scored 12 runs, and is 9 for 10 on the season in steals. That's going to be hit down to third base. Scoop there, throw to first is in time. So Miles Holland is retired 5-3. 2 down, and that will bring up Aiden Combs.
Number 24, Aiden Combs.
Aiden, another freshman. Of course, Aiden seems like I'm about to call him a junior because he's played since he's a 7th grader and seems like already well into his 3rd season here. And it's going to be a great one here in the Breathitt County uniform. First pitch, fouled straight back. We're getting dangerously close to this opening here. That's 2 that went straight by us. Of course, in order to broadcast where we are here, folks, is that we peel back the actual screen here and have our camera there. And James and I are sitting here, so I'm getting over behind the screen on this one. I've done a lot of games, but
rain's starting to come
yeah,
down,
rain,
too.
it is absolutely going to be pelting, and it's getting ready to come down. I think we might have, by the look of that sky, we might have played our last baseball here tonight, to be honest with you.
It looks like it.
It's ominous is the word. Ominous. Evans steps in 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch from Evans is going to be fisted. Out be a single
Sebastian Howard
for Combs. And that will bring Bash Howard to the plate. The big gun for Breathitt County High School. Bash Howard, 435 on the season, 27 for 62, has scored 22 runs, 20 RBIs to lead the Bobcats. He's got 13 doubles, 1 home run. So rain is really coming down now right here in front of us. Don't know how long. Let this go. Evans going to go ahead, and the ball is going to be behind Evans. Throw down to second, and Combs swipes that one to get in scoring position. It'll be Aiden's 10th, 11th. He's 11 for 11 on steals now. There's very few high school catchers can get kids with a little bit of speed. Got folks piling in the dugout here, in the press box here. Hello, ladies. Evans. And let's see how long this rain lasts and how long kids can stay out in it. Tough to pitch in this. Evans gonna. Okay, not sure what that was about, but it's like we're going to stay at it here, folks. Rain is coming down HARD here and blowing, luckily, the other way instead of at us, James.
Yeah, we got a few.
Bash will
few
step
drops
back in. Evans from the stretch to Howard. Strike. Nice pitch that time by Evans. Hits the outside third. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bash Howard. Evans to the plate. Breaking ball, misses away. 2 ball, 1 strike. 4. Evans on Howard. Well, good call not putting that camera out there.
Yeah. I'd be the one getting wet right now running to get it.
Oh, yeah, you need it. You need it. You need it. I would be unmanned. Yeah, they're just going to have to bring these kids in for a minute, man. I don't know. Somebody's going to get injured out here. And, yeah, here we go. All right, folks, so we're going to bring the kids in. We will, if this delay goes very long, we may stop the stream and come back. We're going to stick with it for right now. Score, we've got 2 away here in the bottom of the second and bottom of the first inning. 2-1 count on Bash Howard. So we'll take a break, folks. We'll just go back to the, well, let's just, I guess we can go back to the start screen, can we? So we'll just shut the volume down so you can't hear me yapping here for a few minutes and see where we're at, folks. We'll update you as we go. Okay. All right, folks, welcome back. Still got tarps on the field here, but the rain has stopped. So we got some conversations going on. Just want to give you an update. It looks like we may get some more baseball game in here in Breathitt County tonight. So we'll go back on. We're jamming to some Pearl Jam here and good stuff going on here on the side of the lake in Breathitt County. But, folks, just stick with us. We'll hopefully get back to this game here pretty soon. Jake Johnson says we're ready to go. No, he gives us the shoulder shrug, so maybe not. So, but we'll see how much damage was done. We got some, there's water puddles on first base around the infield there, James, if you want to scan it around there just a little bit to let you know that's going to be the main impediment, it looks like. So just stick with us. We'll be back and give you a final determination here when we get a call on it, folks, here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. folks, welcome back. Looks like we're going to have more baseball here in Breathitt County here tonight as the Wolves have come back out on the field and haven't got any official signal yet, but the Wolves have, but the teams have warmed up, taken all the tarps off, put a bunch of soil dry down here, and so Chris Evans is going back to the bump, and it looks like we're going to have some baseball here again pretty soon. You've got Johnson and Flincham out there on the mound, and we've had a good concert here by Jace Combs during the break. And so probably be another few minutes here, folks. We'll just go silent here for a minute and let you um, watch Evans warm back up. And so if we'll and bring that to you. All right, they're going to make us turn the journey off here as we're all singing. We're ready to go back to action. All right, folks. Dirk Flincham's going to sit back down behind the plate, and we're ready to go here. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Wolfe County. 2-1 count on Bash Howard. He'll step back in against Chris Evans. Aiden Combs on second base, and we're ready to get back to it, folks. First pitch from Evans, going from the stretch to Bash. Is going to be hit straight up in the air. Out to second base. Cam Holland going to camp under that one, make the call, and make the catch. So one pitch, and the Bobcats are retired here to end the first inning. So after a long rain delay here in the middle of the first, we get one pitch, and we end it. We'll hit on to the second as the Wolves will come up for their second swings. Wolfe County is widely known as a rock climbing and hiking destination, but is now quickly becoming known for its great restaurants and entertainment venues. Venues like Skybridge Station, where you can see live music on the weekends or go to Tuesday night trivia. Kel's Patriot Pizza, Spanx Frank's, Dixie Freeze, Beef Finca, 145 Stakeout, which has live music most weekends, The Brick, Red Point Barbecue, and Bites and Bargains. Wolfe County is naturally gorgeous, and Wolfe County Tourism invites you to stop in and try one of these great restaurants on your next visit.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolfe, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
All right, folks, welcome back. Wolves coming to the plate here in the top of the second inning. It will be Landon McWhorter, Jaden Holland, and Max Wisman coming to the plate for WC to face Tatum Moore in his second. Tatum Moore here in his second inning of work. First pitch to McWhorter is just outside for ball one. McWhorter, freshman this year, comes in 274. 17 for 62, 19 RBIs on the season. Second pitch for Moore. Misses away for ball two. So Let's hope the weather stays away, folks. A little bit clear over to our left and get this one in here tonight. Big game for both these two teams. As Wolfe took the first one back in April the 5th, 7-6. This one will decide the number 1 seed, and this one will give one of these two teams a direct shot into the 14th region tournament without having to face the play-in game in the 55th. Of course, only 3 teams. 3-0 from Moore, and starts this one out just like he did the first inning with his 4th walk of the game. That one was a 4-pitch walk, and that will send McWhorter down to first base and bring up the 8-hole, who is Jaden Holland. Jaden, a junior. Jaden at 175 on the season, 10 for 57. McWhorter has not tried to steal one so far this season, according to the stats. First pitch from Moore is in there for strike 1. A little low, but given that one.
I was ready to call it a ball.
Yeah,
and then
it was.
waited a second for the ump to call it.
Yeah. Moore up high that time. 1 ball, 1 strike. McWhorter off first. Nobody out here. Top of the 2nd inning. 2-0 WC. Thanks for coming back with us, folks. Remind you, Tatum Moore, just an 8th grader for this Breathitt team. Lots of great baseball coming up for Moore in the future. And ball's going to be fouled straight back by Jaden Holland. Max Wisman moving on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moore from the stretch. McWhorter, not much of a lead over there. Moore to the plate. Breaking ball in there for strike 3. Breaking ball called. So Holland goes down looking for out number 1. That'll bring up Max Wisman. Wisman playing short here tonight. Another one of the juniors for Wolfe County. Wisman 311 on the season, 14 for 45. Big up high. That ball's going to squirt away from Turner, and that's going to allow on the pass ball for McWhorter to squirt on down to second base. So now running in scoring position for the Wolves. Reminder, folks, we're live on Facebook and YouTube both. We have 2 games on right now. Matthew is up. I'm not sure who's calling that with him up at Perry Central. As Perry and Letcher Central are playing in a big one. So lots of good baseball on BSN here tonight. Called strike from Moore. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lynchham's giving the low strike right now. Quarter off second. Pitch to Wisman. Looking to back-to-back looking strikeouts by Tatum Moore. So there's 2 away as both Holland and Wisman go down looking. And that will bring up Cam Oliver. Cam walked in the first inning and scored the first run of the game. Stole second and third and then scored on the fielder's choice by Jaden Molans to short. Strike one. Nice looking pitch by Moore there. Kind of settling in just a little bit. 4 walks so far in the game, but not a single base hit given up down. But those walks came back to get him in the first with the 2 runs across. Breaking ball, and that's going to be hit on the ground to Hudson. Hudson up over to first, and that will retire the side. So Moore gets out of it with the grounder to second. So after 1.5, it's Wolfe County 2, Breathitt 0. Bobcats coming to the plate for their second inning swings.
Peoples Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with Peoples Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. Peoples Bank, working together, building success.
Everyone is going to leave this world. Don't leave your loved ones with the burden of your final expenses. At Breathitt Funeral Home, we offer low monthly payment plans for prearranged funerals and cremations that lock in the price. We offer direct cremation for only $13.95 and full-service funerals for only $5,400. Allow our family to serve your family and receive the personalized, dignified, professional care that you and your loved ones deserve. Breathitt Funeral Home, premium service at an affordable price, when only the best will do.
Now, folks, welcome back. Ready to head to the bottom of the first inning is to be Tatum Moore. Wyatt Spencer and Preston Turner coming to the plate for Breathitt County. Moore, of course, again, can't say it enough. 9th grader, impressive out here. 355 on the year with 22 for 62 with 17 RBIs. Second on the team in RBIs as an 8th grader. So, young man, just expect to see great things from him coming up. This will be Evans' second inning of work.
Now batting number
Giving up 1 hit
25,
so far in the
Tatum
little
Moore.
Aiden Combs. Ball outside. Moore comes to the plate with the Billy Alex stroke plan from Tennessee last year. If you watch the balls, can't remember. I think it's Waldschmidt for UK that had the stroke going. Billy Squire action, and Moore rips that one between short and third. Nice base hit by Tate Moore. So single to lead off here in the bottom of the second inning, and that will bring up Wyatt Spencer. Wyatt, sophomore for the Bobcats. 333 on the year. 13 for 39. 9 RBIs.
The courtesy runner in here on first.
Yep.
Adam Spencer.
Another freshman for Breathitt County. So just young across the board. Spencer steps in. Evans. Spencer, the big lead over there. And doesn't take off on the first one. Bunt's going to be laid down by his brother Wyatt. Braden Wilson's up, throws it on to first. Well done. Sacrifice moves brother Adam over. And Spencer is out on the sacrifice. 2-3 for out number 1, and that will bring up Preston Turner. Preston. Sophomore for Breathitt County, comes in at 250 on the year, 14 for 56, excuse me. So runner in scoring position, Adam Spencer out there, plenty of speed on second. Preston steps back in. First ball's going to be hit down the third base line. Evans off the mound, throws to first, gets him. So 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the last couple for Evans. Turner's out 1-3 for out number 2, and that will bring up Jaden Hudson. Jaden.
Next, number 11, Jaden Hudson.
freshman this year. Jaden, 229 on the year so far, 11 for 48. Got a chance here with a base hit to get the Bobcats on the board. Evans going to go back to the windup. First pitch to Hudson is a breaking ball, going to be hit to second base. Cam Hollins there, up and to first, retires aside. 4-3, so out, and that finishes 2 innings as the Bobcats get a runner in scoring position but cannot capitalize. We'll head to the top of the third with the Wolves ready to send up Evans, Molans, and Wilson.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time. Folks, back here in Jackson, 55th District Showdown. Don't forget, over on I think it's a streaming channel. We've got 3 channels now, of course, 3 pages for Facebook to do these streamings. So that one's also on the main page, link to it. So go over and watch a little Perry Central, Letcher Central, big showdown up at Bill Dixon Field there in Combs, Kentucky. So now we're headed to the top of the third here in this 55th District Showdown, as it'll be Chris Evans stepping into the plate. Chris walked in the first inning and then scored the second run of the game for the Wolves. Again, Jace Combs just killing it over here with Montgomery Gentry there as we came back. Eddie and Troy. First pitch by Moore is outside. Again, neither team throwing their best in this one. Nothing against either kid, in this game, but saving them for the district tournament. And so these big matchup here. Moore doing a fantastic job as an 8th grader right now. Big breaking ball is called. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm sure there's a lot of nerves going on around here too with a big game like it is.
Well, these young kids for Breathitt are playing a lot of baseball, that's for sure. Coach Combs likes to play a lot. And we'll buzz that time. Evans holds back. 2 ball, 1 strike for Chris Evans. Is that right? 2-1. Where I come from. Breaking ball in there again. I tell you, he's locating that breaking ball better than the fastball at this point. Well done. You down 2-1, you throw a breaking ball. Wow, well done by an 8th grader. More. Misses high that time. Run the count full on Chris Evans, leadoff batter here in the 3rd inning for the Wolves. Breaking ball that time gets him swinging. 3rd strikeout of the game, or excuse me, 4th for Moore. And that will bring up Jaden Molins. Jaden grounded to short with an RBI in that 1st inning, knocked in the 1st run of the game for the Wolves. Wow, big breaking ball there. Gets Molins out front. Ball ended up in the dirt. So, ball, plenty of movement on it. Plenty of break.
Looks like he's found what's working for him and what's not working for Wolfe County right now.
Absolutely. Moore is Those early walks, but this is still a very impressive performance for a young man. Goes with the breaking ball again. That one hangs. Even the count ball, one strike. Goes with the breaking ball again. That one's called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, that other game is on the BSN streaming channel up in Perry County. Breaking ball's going to be hit on the ground. Jeremy Fugit down there not going to have a chance on this one as the ball was basically well placed. So Molan's going to have an infield hit. And we'll put a runner on first base as that will bring up Braden Wilson. Wilson walked and was stranded in the first inning. Those early bevy of walks for the Wolves. Molans off first. Misses high from Moore. Ball 1. One 0 pitch from Moore. And Molans is on the way. Throw down to second is not in time. Molans doesn't even slide. He's in there standing up. So he swipes second, gets in scoring position with one away here for Braden Wilson. What was the count, James?
Scoreboard showing 1-0. I missed 1-1.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't for sure if that last one was a strike or a ball.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking for yours because I did not see it. I just saw Molans go and went directly to him. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner Jaden Molans on second base for Braden Wilson. Breaking ball. It's called. Strike 2. One-two pitch from Moore. We're going to go fastball that time. Blows it by Wilson. Okay. Count was wrong. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Okay.
All right, 2-2 right now. We believe it's 2-2.
Looks like the dugout thought it was 2 strikes before that as well.
Ball in the dirt. Out in front. I think that will make it full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We think.
Yeah, I believe on the stolen base, a strike call was given whenever it was actually a ball.
Okay. All right. Molan's dancing off. 3-2 is called strike 3. That's the 3rd time that a Wolf goes down looking here in the game so far. That's out number 2. 2nd strikeout of the inning. That's 5 strikeouts now for Tatum Moore, and that will bring up Chance Fallon. Chance flew out to left field at a sacrifice fly for an RBI back at the score. The Wolves' 2nd run in the 1st inning. Base hit here. Wood plate Molans. Sun's starting to peek out in left field now, James. Breaking ball. It's called ball 1. Moore. Ball fouled straight back by Fallon. Evens the count, 1-1 strike. Hopefully the rain is gone. Still cloudy out here, but you can see the sun peeking out there in left field. Moore. And Molan's on his way. Throw down to third. He's going to be into left field. Thrown away and will score. So throwing error by Breathitt County. Plates another run. Wolves being aggressive on the base pass. Played another run on the E2 throw down to third. So that will make it 3-0 Wolves. Clear the bases for Chance Fallon. Breaking ball is going to be hit down to third to Jaron Fugit. Up, throw to first is not going to be in time. We call that a single infield hit. Of course, with the wet infield, ball took a little time to get there. And
It looked like he was in position waiting for it to come to him. It just wasn't coming to him fast
yeah,
enough.
you might have to charge that one a little bit. So another hit for Wolfe County. Chance Fallon, his first of the game. That'll bring up Jackson Holland. Jackson struck out his first time at the plate swinging. So two-way. Fallon off first. Does not go on the first pitch. Ball's going to be fouled straight up and back and out of play. Chance on the season is 12 for 12. So I expect him to probably be taken off here on this one. Try to get back in scoring position for Jackson Holland. Throw to first. Fallon's back in plenty of time. And Moore takes a little time there. Jackson Holland says that's enough for me and asks for time, and Grant steps out. Throw over to first. Back again. Breaking ball. Called a strike. Makes it count 0-2 on Holland. Holland squares. Back and hits that one to right center field, excuse me. Holland had the track on that one, goes back and makes the catch as Miles Holland hauls it in. So he fly out to center field, but not before the Wolves gain another one. We'll be back for the bottom of the third as Breathitt will send to the plate Fugit, Hudson, and Holland to face Chris Evans.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Just up the road in Erlanger, Kentucky's own playing card company produces more than 5 billion cards a year. We know because we're Kentucky's insurance company, insuring all sorts of property damage involving your auto and home, but not your house of cards. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
All right, folks, welcome back here. Bottom of the third inning as Breathitt County will send to the plate Jaron Fugit. Jaron hitting the 9-hole right now, playing third base. Jaron 263 on the season. He is 5'4", 19 on the year. Evans ready to go to work. First ball is hit into short right field. Mo Lands is out there and makes the catch for out number one. So one pitch, one out for Evans here in the third inning. We don't keep a pitch count here, but Evans has not had to throw very many pitches in this game so far. His pitch count's got to be very low. I know there was back-to-back one pitch at bats there for the Bobcats a couple times. Spencer and Turner. Leadoff man is Blake Hudson. Hit the ball sharply to short in that first inning. And that ball's going to be hit straight at Cam Oliver's skies to pull it in. So L3 for out number two. Two pitch at bat there again for Evans.
Miles Holland.
Bring up Miles Holland. Miles grounded to third base in the first inning. First pitch going to be hit on the ground here to Wisman. Wisman makes a play up and retires him as probably what, a five-pitch inning
Four pitches,
for Chris Evans, just kind of cruising along here as Holland goes down 6-3 for out number three. And a quick bottom of the third for the Bobcats. We'll head to the top of the fourth as the Wolves will send to the plate 7, 8, 9, McWhorter, Holland, and Wisman. Holbrook Equipment, located just Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza. Folks, headed back. We're back here beside the lake in Jackson, here at the Breathitt County Baseball Complex, 55th District. Seating decider here as the Wolves are up 3-0 through this one so far. Head to the top of the fourth as Landon McWhorter come to the plate. Landon walked and was stranded on base back in the second inning. Quarter steps in. Tatum ready to go to work. First pitch is going to be foul. Was upstairs. Quarter went after it, fouled it down the right field line for strike one. We're up high. Let's change up baseballs here. One count here on Landon McWhorter. Moore goes back to work. 1-1 on its way, and nice looking pitch right there. Good location, good velocity from Tatum Moore. Almost there, but it was waiting on that one. Ball was a little low, called low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Adds a little bit of anticipation to it.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-2 pitch. Moore brings it. Breaking ball is up high. Runs count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And gets McCorder swinging. Really nice location by Tatum Moore as he brings it there for the strikeout. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 strikeouts on the night so far for Tatum Moore. Tell you what, outside, of course, the walks that led to the 2 runs in the first inning. But man, what an impressive young man here that we have in Tatum Moore on the mound. Ready to go to work on Jaden Holland. That ball misses away. Holland went down looking. His first at plate. Strike call. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike here on Jaden Holland. Ball in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Holland fouls that one back. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moore with the 2-2. Gonna miss up high, make it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Needs to just get on top of that Uncle Charlie just a little bit more, and that ball seems to be moving, just not breaking down enough. Put that hand on top. Ball's gonna be popped up by Holland. Stay alive.
Seems like we've reached full count on at
Yeah,
least 4 out of the 6.
Moore has
of
thrown
the
a boatload of
strikeouts.
pitches in this game so far. Young man, depends on how long you let him go. He's thrown a lot of pitches this year by looking, by his appearances coming into this game. He is, the correct place. Ball's going to be grounded back to Moore and unable to make the play on it as it was right in the mud there in the stop and get grounded back to him. So Tatum had thrown 314 pitches coming into this game, which is second or third. Yeah, actually a little bit less than both Bash Howard and Aiden Combs. So Max Wisman will come to the plate after the infield single there by Jaden Holland. And that Wisman went down looking his first time at the plate as well. So Holland plenty of speed over there at first base. See if he's not going to go on the first one. That pitch is straight to the backstop and back. So that wild pitch will send him on down to second base. Coach Combs going to make a mound visit here. Pitches are adding up quite a bit here on Moore. Young man with a young arm you have to be careful with here as you manage appearances and manage And we're going to have a pitching change, it looks like. So we're going to take a break here, folks. We'll come back here in just a moment with Wisman at the plate and see exactly what the pitching change is going to be. Looks like it's probably going to be Jaden Hudson coming to the mound. So we'll be back after the pitching change here, folks, for you here in the fourth inning here on the side of the lake.
The best will do.
Come see us at Jackson Medical Clinic Family Healthcare in Jackson for all your medical needs. Now also offering behavioral healthcare services. The clinic is open 7 days a week and will have new extended hours of operation beginning on January 1st, 2024. Hours of operation will be from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. With a hometown atmosphere, come let our family take care of yours.
Family and hometown pharmacies have been serving Breathitt County for over 20 years and are proud to support our local athletes. They are hometown owned and operated by Portia and Everett Dunaway. Portia and Everett want you to know that family and hometown pharmacies are here for you. Now offering 2 ways to fill your prescriptions. Use the Refill Quick app on your smartphone or give them a call at 666-5519 or 666-5500. Folks, welcome back. Got Jaden Hudson coming to the mound for Breathitt County freshman. It's going to be his 7th appearance of the season. He's 1-2 on the year. Has 4.38 ERA. He's given up 10 earned runs in those 16 innings. Jaden Holland out there at second. Ball is going to be grounded over to Blake Hudson. Up and on to first for out number 2. So Wisman is retired 4-3, and that'll bring up Cam Oliver at the top of the lineup. Cam has walked and scored and grounded to second his 2 plate appearances. Defensive positioning here. Going to pull Aiden Combs in left field around out there. Is where we got? No, Aiden's down at short. Okay, defensive changes that we need to talk about. Aiden Combs is now at short and Bash Howard down at third. They're normal positions here in the defensive lineup. Jerem Fugit has moved from third over to first. Still got Blake Hudson at second. Who's that out there in left field? You tell.
Is that Adam Spencer, maybe?
No, don't think so.
Or is that Tatum Moore?
Yeah, Tatum went to
Tatum.
left field. Sorry. The old eyes ain't what they used to be. You can't see the numbers out there on left field. So
Looks
strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looks like I need a new prescription on my contacts as well.
Lefty matchup. And that one's going to be straight up the middle. RBI single here for Cam Oliver. Nice piece of hitting by the Cam man for an RBI for Wolfe County. And that'll bring up Chris Evans. Makes it 4-0 Wolfe County. Evans so far walked and then struck out. So Chris 0 for 1 in the game. Scored the second run of the game for the Wolves. Two away. Oliver always a threat to go off first base. Stole 2 in the first inning. Only been caught stealing once on the year so far. Makes him 19 for 20. Molan's on deck. Ball in the dirt. That's going to be a no contest there as Oliver went into second, trying to stand up, and hopefully he's okay. That looked a little awkward out there for Cam as he tried to stop sliding and then went across the bag. If there had been a throw, they could have got him as he went on across the bag. But that will be his 3rd stolen base of the game so far. And that will put him in scoring position for Evans. So a base hit could play another run for the Wolves. Pitch. Evans is going to be inside. 3-0. All in the dirt. Going to be ball 4, and that'll put runners back on first and second. So Evans will trot down with his second walk of the game. And that'll bring up Jaden Molans. Molans has grounded too short for an RBI and singled in his 2 plate appearances so far. We have a courtesy runner here for Evans. That will be Slade Freeman again. And Oliver's going to take third. And Freeman takes second with the double steal. So Oliver now with 4 stolen bases on the day. Classic leadoff guy right there in Cam Oliver. So Molans here with a chance to drive in 2 for WC. Gonna miss low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jaden Molans. 2 Wolves on the base pass. Called strike. Molans thought that one was inside. 1-2 count on Jaden Molans. Molans going to hit that one to short. Aiden Combs up onto first, and now to retire the side as the Wolves get 1 more. Makes it 4-0 WC after 3.5. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Wolfe County is widely known as a rock climbing and hiking destination, but is now quickly becoming known for its great restaurants and entertainment venues. Venues like Skybridge Station, where you can see live music on the weekends or go to Tuesday night trivia. Kel's Patriot Pizza, Spanx Frank's, Dixie Freeze, Beef Finca, 145 Stakeout, which has live music most weekends, The Brick, Red Point Barbecue, and Bites and Bargains. Wolfe County is naturally gorgeous, and Wolfe County Tourism invites you to stop in and try one of these great restaurants on your next visit.
At Hazard Community and Technical College, you are more than just a number. With our low faculty to student ratio, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to succeed. Our dedicated faculty is here to guide you every step of the way, helping you reach your goals in a community that cares. Choose HCTC. We'll never underestimate you. Call us at 606-487-3293 to learn more.
Just want to watch the game.
That turned on the ceiling fan. Use the gray remote. Hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau. Big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
Yeah, folks, back here, headed to the bottom of the 4th inning as the Bobcats will send to the plate. Made of their lineup, Aiden Combs, Bash Howard, and Tatum Moore to face Chris Evans. We don't have a pitch count on Evans, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how many pitches he has thrown. He's moved through this lineup of Breathitt County pretty quickly here on a couple of innings. So see how it goes here in the 4th as the Bobcats have their big guns coming to the plate. Aiden so far has singled back in the first inning, then stole second base and was stranded. First pitch from Evans, and swinging. That ball is hit to right center field. Mo lands on his horse and makes the catch. Well, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. I'm sorry. It's off, and that'll be Aiden Combs going to be headed to third base. Wow. Nice effort out there by Mo Lands. Just could not hold on to it. Aiden Combs drove that one deep to right center. Call that a triple for Combs. Now to bring up Bash Howard. So Bobcats have something brewing here now in the fourth inning. Bash popped up to second base. First at bat, breaking ball misses high. Ball one. Breaking ball misses high again for ball two. Evans working from the windup here with Combs on third. Takes the signal, ready to go to work. Misses away, so 3-0 count here on Bash Howard. And misses high for ball four. Probably almost an intentional walk there on Bash Howard. I don't think that, because Bash going to go ahead and take second base here, so that'll put runners on second and third with the stolen base after the walk. And that'll bring up Tatum Moore. Tatum singled sharply to lead off the second inning.
I don't think anybody here was expecting that stolen base.
Uncovered, and usually that's something you see in a lot lower levels, but might as well take it when it's there. First pitch to Moore, call strike one. Howard on second, Combs on third. Pitch to Moore, breaking ball. Guess misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that time Moore could not hold back on the high heater. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, and Moore's going to hit that to center field. That is right at falling. Going to have a tag, throw to second. It's going to be cut off. Throw to third is not in time as Howard gets in there. The cutoff and throw was just a little late as Howard was ready to beat it. So Moore with the line drive to center field sacrifice gets an RBI and gets the Bobcats on the board. As Combs comes in to score, Howard tags and heads to third base. That'll bring up White. Spencer, the DH, reached on a sacrifice bunt, or was out on a sacrifice bunt after the Tatum Moore leadoff single back in the second inning. So now a chance for Spencer to play to run with a base hit. First pitch is high for ball one from Evans. And that's going to be called strike one. Nice looking pitch that time from Evans. Breaking ball is going to be hit to short. Wisman picks it up onto first, and that'll retire Spencer, but Spencer gets the RBI on the fielder's choice. And scores Bash Howard to make it 4-2 Wolfe County. Breathitt County with 2 runs so far in the inning, and that will bring up Preston Turner. Preston grounded back to the pitcher in the second inning.
It's in a 1-1 strike now.
Turner tried to lean into that one. Just missed him. 2 balls, 1 strike. Base is empty here, 2 away. Bottom of the 4th inning. That ball's going to be grounded down the third base line. Jackson Holland over there going to let it go foul. I don't know. His average set the defense here for the Wolves in this game. Probably did not back before the rain delay. So we'll give the defense here. Of course, Chris Evans on the mound. Got Braden Wilson behind the plate. Down at first, Camden Oliver. Cam Holland at second base. Max Wisman at short. Jackson Holland at third. Around the outfield, I know we got Chance Fallon in center. There's a strike 3, but that looks like that Turner's going to reach as that ball gets away from Wilson. So even though a strikeout, he reaches on first. And that will bring up Jaden Hudson around. You got Jaden Molands out in right field. Again, Chance Fallon in center, and Jaden Holland around in left field. Hudson will come to the plate, grounded out to second, his only plate appearance so far. Hudson steps in. Got a runner in down there for Breathitt County. It's number 16, Caleb Bailey, for the courtesy runner for Preston Turner, the catcher. Throw to first, not in time. A 1 count, 2 away here. Bobcats would have plated 2 here in the 4th inning. Pitch going to be fouled back. Be no 0-2 count on Jaden Hudson. All misses away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the ball's going to be grounded to second. Cam Oliver bobbles it up in first and thrown away. So E4 will allow Jaden Holland to reach.
Up next, number 0,
And
Fugit.
Fugit steps in, flew out to right field his first time at the plate. Throw to first. Spencer back. And high heat that time from Evans, gets it past Fugit. Spencer off first. Ball's going to be grounded back off of Evans's glove. Holland's there to make the play and to first. So that will end the inning as Fugit is retired 4-3. And that will end 4. But the Bobcats get 2 to get on the board and send us to the top of the 5th with the score. Wolfe County 4, Breathitt County 2.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolfe, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling. concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Holbrook Equipment, located just up equipment. Holbrook prides themselves on matching each customer's unique needs with the equipment that will serve them the best. Come see them today and visit their website at holbrookequipment.com or give them a call at 606-668-7261. All right, folks, welcome back. Top of the fifth inning. Jaden Hudson on the mound. Braden Wilson steps in. First pitch misses low for ball one. Second pitch misses Hideaway for ball two. Wilson has walked, stranded in the first, and that'll bring up a Chance Fallen. Chance has flown out to left field and also singled in his two plate appearances. Ball misses away, 2-0. Sorry, folks, I'm getting some work text here. So, pitch two Fallen, fouls it back. So let you know, James, getting messages here that they can barely hear me talking. So
Okay.
you might want to turn. The commercials are loud, but can't hear the commentary, so you might want to turn up the roadcaster there.
There we go.
All right, folks. Hopefully that's better out there. Hudson and steps off, and that's a ball, probably. Yeah. And Wilson took off on the first movement, and balk is called as Hudson tried to stop his motion, which can't do. So that will send Wilson on down to second. No courtesy runner for Braden so far. Fallen steps back in, 2 balls, 1 strike. Fallen swim, and that ball is going to be passed, and a wild pitch back to the screen. And that will send Wilson on down to third. So 2-1 on Chance Fallen. Chance with a chance. Drive one in. Call a strike. Wow. Two balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Chopper over to Howard. Howard throw to first. Low, but able to be picked out by Jaron Fugit for out number 1. So Chance Fallon is retired 5-3. That will bring up Jackson Holland. Jackson has struck out and flown out to center field in his 2 plate appearances. And Holland's going to hit that to left center. See if it gets down, and it does. That's going to score Wilson. And throw at the plate is not in time. Throw down to second is not in time, as Jackson Holland is in there with a RBI single. Makes it 5-2 Wolfe County. Wilson. Bat went back and tagged in case that ball was caught with 1 away.
Hit right into the sweet spot there. There was a little bit of miscommunication, maybe even.
No, that's called a tweener right there. Nobody could get to that. That was perfectly placed. Not hit very hard, but perfectly placed that time by Jackson Holland. That'll bring up Landon McWhorter. Landon has walked and then struck out in his 2 plate appearances so far. That ball's going to be grounded down to Benny Campbell. Bink with the play. Back up to the mound. Pitch to McWhorter is going to be called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. And McWhorter, good, right through the hole vacated, holding the runner out there as the ball was hit right where Aiden Combs usually positions himself. Now, that's one thing about high school baseball. I just think there's entirely too much middle infielder, on the second base, somebody on second base out there vacating their spots. And I don't know how much that benefits versus the hits that are given up for guys being out of position. So it's always been something I've always taken a look at. I mean, trying to hold that runner at second base for whatever reason really contributed there, as that base hit by McWhorter would have been, basically an out. So runners on first and third now. McWhorter takes off, throw down to second is not going to be in time, and McWhorter takes second base on the steal. On at third now, McWhorter at second. Jaden Holland has struck out looking and singled and scored a run here in the 4th inning. Ooh, ball was cued right over here, right at the bottom, right off the end of the bat. Had some wicked spin on it. Did you see that?
Good thing it didn't have any height on it. It'd have been right at us.
Yeah. So one out, runners on second, third for the Wolves. Jaden Holland at the plate. Ball called. Ball 1. One, 2. Turned out to be a clear evening after that hard rain in the 1st inning. And Holland fouls that one straight back. Good cut at it, right on it to foul it back. Leaves us at 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away here. Top of the 5th. With WC at the plate.
We talked about it earlier, but it rained just enough to bring a cool little breeze in.
getting chilly.
I was about to say it feels really nice for me, but.
And Holland swings and misses. Second strike going down swinging in the game. First time looking, second time he struck out, and that'll bring up Max Wispin in the 9-hole. Has gone down looking and grounded out to second, so he's 0 for 2. Yeah, I took the suit off and and got the sandals on and shorts here, and now it's getting a little chilly. Before we came over after court today. Runners on second, third. Hudson comes from the stretch. He's going to be grounded down to first, and he's going to get out of it as Wispin is retired, 3 unassisted to end the threat here in the 5th. The Wolves get 1 to make it 5-2. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th as the Bobcats will come back to play.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life. Family and hometown pharmacies have been serving Breathitt County for over 20 years and are proud to support our local athletes. They are hometown owned and operated by Portia and Everett Dunaway. Portia and Everett want you to know that family and hometown pharmacies are here for you. Now offering 2 ways to fill your prescriptions. Use the Refill Quick app on your smartphone or give them a call at 666-5519 or 666-5500. Back here headed to bottom of the 5th inning as the Bobcats will head back to the top of the lineup as it'll be Blake Hudson, Miles Holland, and Aiden Combs coming to the plate for Breathitt County.
Bobcats showed a little bit of life last inning, getting 2 on the board.
Chris Evans. First pitch is high and inside for ball 1. So far, Blake Hudson is grounded to short and lined to first base in his 2 plate appearances. Again, just a 7th grader, folks. The bat and lead off for the Breathitt County Bobcats and playing an excellent second base. So what a great future he has.
Talked about how young the Bobcats were. I don't know that there's even a senior on the team this year, is there?
At this point, I don't think so. Bash is a junior. He's the only really upperclassman that plays out, so let's see. Look at that. No, sir. And you got Danny Caden and Kobe Bird and Bash Howard as juniors, but that's it. And have a walk here by Evans. They'll send Blake Hudson down to first base.
Up to bat for the Bobcats, number 14, Miles Holland.
Are they jumping around below us?
They are.
Oh, no, they are. Hey, get some life in this game, man. This place has been absolutely dead. So we'll have so far on both sides. Bobcats are adopting the Native American and down below us, and that ball, breaking ball, Miles offers at it, does not make contact, so it'll be strike 1. Breaking ball is hit to center field. Fallins out there, camps under it, makes a catch for out number 1. So 1 away, and that will bring up Aiden Combs. Aiden has singled and tripled, 2 for 2 in this game so far. Long shot that Molans could not pull down on the run back in last inning.
The Bobcats are making contact with the ball. It's just
opportunity right now for Breathitt with 3, 4, 5 coming up. Combs, Hudson, and Moore. First pitch fouled back for strike 1. Yeah, there's a sharply hit ball to second shortstop, and Wisman up and gets the force on Hudson. So Hayden with the fielder's choice, reaches first. Hudson is out, 6-4 for out number 2, and that will bring up Bash Howard. Bash has popped up to second and walked last time at the plate. What was actually basically, I thought, an intentional walk, unintentional.
Yeah, called that the unintentional.
They were not giving him anything to hit. So 2 away now. Bash with Aiden Combs at first. And what we got here? Jake Johnson's coming in. There's something going on. I have no idea. We can't see back behind home plate here, but they're looking back that way. And
I think it might be a vehicle with their lights on.
Oh, okay.
What they were saying.
Oh, okay. Apparently that's what it is. So someone said, please turn your darn lights off. Okay, so Howard steps back in. Evans from the stretch. Combs on his way. Ball's going to be in the dirt. Wilson up with the throw and not in time as Aiden Combs swipes another base. Here going to be his second stolen base of the night. Gets runner in scoring position for Howard.
Combs a little slow to getting standed back up.
There's a little bit of a weird slide out there as he tried to get away from kind of hit hard there as he was going down. Of course, after the rain, footing suspect. 1-0 count to Howard. Evans, breaking ball, and that ball is smashed down left field. It's going to go all the way to the fence, and that's going to score. Well, it's cut off right before the fence, but Sebastian Howard with a steamrolled double down the left field line. That ball was absolutely smoked down through there. If not for the wet grass, it would have made it all the way to the fence. So Bash with an RBI.
Now batting number 25, Tatum Moore.
And that will bring Tatum Moore to the plate. Still 2 outs. 5-3 now, Breathitt County, as Combs comes in to score. Howard at second. Evans 2 more. First pitch is called strike 1. And that one is lined straight down third base. First base, excuse me, down the first base line. Just past Patrick Wooten. No balls, 2 strikes on Tatum Moore. Evans with the 0-2. He's staring down Howard there and steps off. And Moore is going to fist that one too short, and Wisman takes the catch. So that will retire the side, but the Bobcats had another on a scalded base hit by Bash Howard to make it 5-3. Wolfe County will head to the 6, folks, here on BSN.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza. Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time. Folks, welcome back here on the side of the lake as we've made it to the 6th inning. It'll now be Oliver, Evans, and Molands to face Jaden Hudson. Jaden going into his 3rd inning of work here, or in the 3rd inning after completing the last. So far, Oliver has walked and scored, grounded to second, and singled with an RBI. Oliver tried to call time, did not get it. Called strike 1. Yep. Plate has been cleaned.
It's bright and white now.
That ball's going to be hit to left field. Jake Fugit out there comes in and makes the catch for out number 1. So Oliver is retired. And that will bring up Chris Evans. Chris has walked twice and struck out. So he's 0 for 1 in the game. Scored 1 run for the Wolves. He's gone the distance on the bump so far. First offering misses low for ball 1. One oh, called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And in the dirt, 2 balls, 1 strike. Hudson to Evans. Folks, I would tell you what our upcoming schedule is, but I just don't know it. James, no, we checked in on called strike 2. We called in on Perry and Letcher. Matthews up there.
I know we're covering Breathitt softball tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So
on Monday, I think we've got Breathitt Hazard here as the Bulldogs come to town. Still only lost to 1 Kentucky team so far has the Bulldogs. Hudson, 2-2. Yeah, 3-2, I'm sorry. And there's a walk to Evans, his 3rd base on balls of the game. And that'll bring up Molands. Molands has grounded to short, singled, and scored, and grounded to short again. So 1 for 3. Evans down at first. has stolen second both times on both walks so far. Let's see if he takes off again. First pitch misses away for ball one. Braden Wilson on deck. Called strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Throw to first. Say doing softball tomorrow night?
Yes.
Okay. Who's Breathitt have?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, there'll be some softball on for tomorrow night, folks. This is the way. Of course, folks, if you didn't hear the big news today, Jeff Honeycutt has resigned as the Breathitt basketball coach and headed back to Connaught County to be their head boys basketball coach now, after winning all those regional titles as the ladies coach up there. And congratulations to Jeff. We're really appreciative of him. Did a fantastic job here at Breathitt County High School with 2 regional final appearances, 1 regional title. Got to go to Rupp Arena, and he and Kelly and Joe and Bryson, all just quality people, and we really appreciate them here in Breathitt County and wish him the absolute best of luck back in Connaught County. And going to be called strike 3 on the outside third as Molans goes down for out number 2, and that will bring up Braden Wilson.
Looks like the Breathitt softball Lady Cats will be playing the Letcher County Lady
the
Cougars.
Well,
Tomorrow night.
Should be a game that will be on, but will be streamed. So Wilson step back in. So far, Evans hadn't gone anywhere down there at first base. First pitch misses high for ball 1. Braden so far has walked, struck out looking, and singled. And there goes Evans. Going to be not close down there at second. He's still second. It's going to be Evans. He is, on all 3 of his walks, has stolen second base. So third still the game for Chris. Wilson steps back in. Base hit here will likely score Evans. This is away 3-0. Chance falling on deck. And Wilson swinging 3-0 is going to pop that one up to center field. That'll be out number 3. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning as the Bobcats will come to the plate. Down 5-3. Holbrook Equipment, located just off the mountain.
An electric and plumbing supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolfe, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Yeah, folks, we're back here. As the Bobcats will come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Wyatt Spencer, Preston Turner, and Jaden Hudson for the Bobcats. Down 2. They've got 6 more outs to go. See, try to make get back tied or take the lead.
Scored on in both of the last 2 innings. 1 in the last inning and 2 in the inning before that. So they're crawling back into it and hoping to keep adding to that score.
Yeah, do that though. They're gonna have to get something out of the bottom of this lineup. So far, it's been the 3, 4, 5 who've done the work so far as in this game. So they're gonna need
Number 4.
this part of the lineup to do something here in the 6th inning. Wyatt Spencer will step in. Wyatt has sacrificed and grounded to short, so he's 0 for 1 in the game. Got an RBI on that fielder's choice to score a run back in the 4th inning. First pitch from Evans is high. Chris, 5 complete, working into the 6th. Ball's going to be grounded down to 3rd. Jackson Hollins there, throw to 1st is in time. So 1 up, 1 down here for Chris Evans in the 6th. And that will bring up Preston Turner. Preston has grounded back to the pitcher and then went down swinging, but the ball was not stopped and went on down to first base. So made it on base that way. Evans ready to work. First pitch misses high for ball 1. Those pop back out of play. Count 1 ball, 1 strike on Preston Turner. Breaking ball is going to be grounded off of Turner and be called foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, okay. I said that in the question for sure because I can't see the scoreboard from there right now. I can't see yours because I can't see. Time for some new glasses. 1-2 pitch from Evans to Turner. It's going to be grounded back to Evans. He'll run halfway over to first and throw on to retire Turner for out number 2. And that'll bring up Jaden Hudson. Jaden has grounded to short and reached on an E4.
Next, number 11, Jaden Hudson.
Strike 1 from Evans. Evans still here in the 6th. Plenty of velocity. Good placement there for an opening pitch strike with the fastball. Misses away. 1-1, nobody on here. 2 away, bottom of the 6th inning. Again, folks, this one crucial for both teams. Winner of this one is a participant in the 14th Region Baseball Tournament automatically. This is high, as they'll be the number 1 seed in 55th. And they do not have to play game 1 or 2. Second and third teams play. And that ball is going to be grounded to Holland. Holland up, makes the play to first, and that will end it 4-3. And we will head to the 7th inning here in this one, folks, with the score Wolfe County 5, Breathitt County 3.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolfe, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Wolfe County is widely known as a rock climbing and hiking destination. but is now quickly becoming known for its great restaurants and entertainment venues. Venues like Skybridge Station, where you can see live music on the weekends or go to Tuesday night trivia. Kel's Patriot Pizza, Spanx Frank's, Dixie Freeze, Beef Finca, 145 Stakeout, which has live music most weekends, The Brick, Red Point Barbecue, and Bites and Bargains. Wolfe County is naturally gorgeous, and Wolfe County Tourism invites you to stop in and try one of these great restaurants on your next visit.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, not that he needs one, but anyway, back here, folks, as we head to the 7th inning, as the Lady Wolves will send up Chance Fallon to lead it off here against Jaden Hudson. First pitch, and Fallon's going to hit that just over into the infield, over Aiden Collins for a leadoff single for Chance Fallon, his second hit of the game. And that'll bring up Jackson Holland. Jackson 1 for 3. He is struck out. Flew to center and singled. Got an RBI back in the 5th inning. Chance falling off first down there. Time called. 9 o'clock. We made it to the 7th inning. Of course, we didn't time the rain delay, man.
We did not. It had to be.
It was at least an hour.
Yeah, it had to be very close.
Yeah. How long is the stream at this point?
3 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah. So it was a 1 hour rain delay. Ball's going to be grounded down to Benny Campbell. Could not make the play. EC down there, air coach. Throw to first. Fallon's back.
I think we'll be able to finish this one out before the rain hits again, but it is giving more rain here in the next hour.
Oh, foul back. Thank you for the weather update, sir.
Call me Weatherman Strong.
There you go. I never turn the news on, so I don't know anybody to compare you to.
So the bar may not be very high, but
yeah. Ball in the dirt. Easier just hit the Weather Channel app.
Absolutely.
I really wonder how's news and stuff like that still on, because everything's at your fingertips. So falling off first. Big looping ball that time from Hudson does not connect. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count, nobody out. And Jackson's going to hit that into left center, and that one's going to fall again right in the gap out there. So 2 leadoff base hits here. Lead off the 7th by Fallon and Holland, and that will bring up Landon McWhorter. Landon so far has walked, struck out, and singled. I think that's a single I got on there. So back-to-back singles. McWhorter steps in. They have a bunt. Ball's punted back to Hudson. Looks at third and then throws on to his brother, recovering over at first for out number 1. Sacrifice by McWhorter. He's out 1-4. Runners move up to second and third, so 2 more Wolves in scoring position here for Jaden Holland. Jaden so far has struck out twice and singled.
The infield stepping up a few steps. Ready
Going
for
to be a
that
bunt again. There's going to be no play at the plate, and that's going to be the squeeze. So the squeeze works as Fallon scores, and Jaden Holland with the sacrifice is out at first. So two-way makes it 6-3 now, Wolfe County. Bring up Westman. Yes. Jackson down at third base now. So Wolves playing small ball here in the 7th inning. Westman 0 for 3 so far, has struck out, grounded to second, and grounded to first. Strike 1. Placement that time by Hudson. Ball in the dirt. That one blocked by Turner. Blown away. 3-1 to Westman. Held back. Runs count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here. We're on third base for the Wolves. And a walk. So Westman. See what type of play Coach Combs calls here. And, of course, in high school baseball, the first and third situation is something that base runners coaches try to steal a run on for the Wolves if there's a throw down. All right, Oliver steps in. Pitch 2, Cam, is strike 1.
Seems like as soon as it went by, he looked at it and said, "Oh, I should have swung at that one."
It's going to be popped back by Oliver. It's a ball, 2-strike count. Ball pulled down the right field line. And makes a catch. So that'll be out number 3. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th as the Bobcats need 3 to send it to extra innings and 4 to win.
At Hazard Community and Technical College, you are more than just a number. With our low faculty to student ratio, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to succeed. Our dedicated faculty is here to guide you every step of the way, helping you reach your goals in a community that cares. Choose HCTC. We'll never underestimate you. Call us at 606-487-3293 to learn more.
Just want to watch the game.
That turned on the ceiling fan. Use the gray remote, hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
Wolfe County is widely known as a rock climbing and hiking destination, but is now quickly becoming known for its great restaurants and entertainment venues. Venues like Skybridge Station, where you can see live music on the weekends or go to Tuesday night trivia. Kel's Patriot Pizza, Spanx Frank's, Dixie Freeze, Eve Finca, 145 Stakeout, which has live music most weekends, The Brick, Red Point Barbecue, and Bites and Bargains. Wolfe County is... All right, folks, welcome back. Bottom of the 7th inning coming at you as it will be Fugit, Hudson, and Holland coming to the plate for Breathitt County. First pitch from Evans, going to try to finish this one out. Throw back to the pitcher, does not connect. As Evans seeking to go the distance here against Breathitt County. Still Hudson, excuse me, if you get misses high for ball 2. Misses inside. 3-0 from Evans. See if he's if he strike one call. 3 balls, 1 strike. So it'll be crucial for Evans to get this 9-hole batter here to stay in this game, and that ball is going to be pushed just past first base. He runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Jerem Fugit. Fugit is 0 for 2, has flown to right field and grounded to second. So basically he does hit the ball to the right side of the field. Evans, strike 3. Whoa. Oh, no. It's going to be ball 4. Wow. That will be so that'll send Jerem Fugit down to first base. Say wow, because that was a good looking pitch. Coach Combs gonna
Now batting number 1, Blake Hudson.
make a pinch runner substitution here as Adam Spencer will come in. Sure Fugit will re-enter. So leadoff walk for the Bobcats. Bobcats have made a bunch of comebacks this year. First pitch by Evans is in there for strike one with the breaking ball on Hudson. Hudson has grounded to short, lined to first, and walked in his 3 plate appearances. Throw down to first, not in time. One ball, one strike. What is the count?
If that was a ball, it's 1-1. I don't know if he called that a ball or a strike.
And swing. That'll be strike 3. I guess that was called a strike. We thought it was 1-1. You just can't tell.
Yeah.
I mean,
But the angle we got, some of those that are close, you really can't tell at all.
yeah, it's one out. Throw over to first. It's not in time. Go to first again, not in time. One out, 6-3, Wolfe County. Bobcats down to their final 2 outs. Miles Holland at the plate. Ball misses high. Aiden Combs and Bash Howard to come to the plate, the guys who have done all the damage for Breathitt County if Miles Holland can get aboard. Swings and misses. Wolves looking to roll one up the middle, but lots of speed in both Spencer and Holland. One. Spencer not going. Breaking ball that time outside. Holland chases. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball misses upside. Throw down to first. 2-2 count. Wolves paying a lot of attention to Spencer down there. You know, with a 3-run lead. Run really doesn't mean a whole lot. Spencer on the way, hit and run, and right there, well done by Miles Holland. And a hit and run sends Spencer over to third, and the Bobcats have runners on first and third with 1 out here. And here come Aiden Combs and Bash Howard. They are going to get their swings. Great piece of hitting there by Miles Holland. Let's see if the Wolves elect to stick with Evans. Holland likely to try to take second here. Again, his run, although needed to tie this one up, his tying run is at the plate. Holland chopping over there and takes off. Nope. Faked it. Strike 1 called to Aiden Combs.
We do have some very good base runners on the field from the Bobcats right now. He faked it, but it seemed like he made it almost all the way there before he turned around.
Throw to first, and wow, that was very close on the throw to first base. Holland just able to get back in there. Spencer at third, Holland at first. Combs at the plate. 6-3, one away, bottom of the 7th inning. Evans swings and misses, throw down to third. And as Spencer takes off, he takes second with the stolen base. Excuse me, Miles Holland. Spencer's down at third. So second and third. 0-2 count. Hayden Combs. Swings and misses, and Evans reaches back for something extra there to get out number 2 and gets that one past Combs, and we're going to have a mound visit here. So go out and talk to Evans. Infield will come in, and here comes Bash Howard. He can tie this up with one swing. Question is, does Wolfe County want to put the tying run on first base or pitch to him? You know,
I've seen a lot of teams elect to put that
if
tying
it was
run
me,
on first base whenever it's back.
I'd send him to first.
I probably would too.
And pitch to Tatum Moore.
Next up to bat,
I think
number
the chances
34,
are fairly
Sebastian
good.
Howard.
Or give him the old intentional walk again. Evans ready to go to work, going from the windup, and misses low. Evans ready to go to work. Breaking ball, it's in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, Sebastian Howard. Breaking ball, it's going to be hit too short. Wisman ranges over. Play's going to be at first, and it's not going to be in time as Sebastian beats it out. Infield hit in that situation, deep in the hole. Wisman able to make the play but not make the throw. So that will be an RBI for
Now batting number
Bash
25,
Howard, and he's
Tatum
safe on the
Moore.
infield single. Sends Miles Holland over to third, so the tying run is at first base with Tatum Moore at the plate. Tatum has singled, line to center, and line to short in his 3 plate appearances. 1 for 3. See if Howard takes off here to get to second. Ball misses outside, did not on the first pitch. No signs that the Wolves are going to go away from Evans here. They're going to try to let him finish this out. Evans from the stretch. Howard dancing around over there way off the base. Trying to get the throw and does get it, but by the time that the throw was made, he was only a step off over there. Throw inside to Moore, 2-0. On the way from Evans. Strike 1. That one right perfectly at the knees. This is high, 3-1. Let's see if Coach Combs elects to put something on here. And swings and misses. Throw down to second is not in time, and Sebastian's in there for the stolen base. So, and Wolfe went ahead and threw. Didn't sound right. Threw to second base and down 2 seconds. So, full count. 3-2, 2 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Base hit ties it up for Tatum Moore. Back to the windup, 3-2 pitch, and that ball is hit to right center. Molans is over and makes the catch, and that will end it as Moore lines out to right field, and the Wolves will take this one 6-4. So we'll take one break, folks. Be back to close it out here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Holbrook Equipment, located just off the. All right, folks, this one in the books as the Wolves take this one. Score 6-4. They shut the board down on me. The 6-4 here, and so the Wolves will be your number 1 seed in the 55th district, as they are automatically now in the 14th region tournament. So good win here tonight. Chris Evans goes the distance for the Wolves here on the mound. Breathitt County, valiant effort, tried to come back here in this one, just a couple timely hits. They just got all the production. So thank you for joining Bluegrass Sports Nation. After the rain delay, thanks for coming back with us. Been a long night here. We'll close her down, folks. See you back next time here on BSM.